Mr. Michael, are you on any drugs today or alcohol? Sure you understand what's going on, where you are?
Yes, Judge. I'm sitting on the edge of bed and I can sit up a little bit.
You're still what?
I'm sitting on the edge of bed. On the edge of a bed, I can sit up a little bit.
Okay, well, I'm just concerned about your slurred speech and your jerky movements there, that maybe you're under the influence of something.
Hard, I mean, but they actually, I did fall asleep, but I woke up before they came in here and told me I had to hurt.
I don't know that he's going to remember this.
You know your day's off to a bad start when the judge has to ask, "Sir, are you on drugs or alcohol today?" And the guy actually answers like he's calling in sick to work. Meet Jacob Michael, a man so late to court, the judge almost Amazon primed him a bench warrant. This guy shows up 2 hours past his scheduled hearing, barely awake, slurring his words, and acting like everything's totally fine. But here's the crazy part. He didn't even show up on his own. 2 officers literally had to drive to his house, knock on his...
Is it working yet?
You're mumbled.
Is it working yet?
No. Your audio is not your video.
Okay. Yeah, I've been on since 3:30. I didn't know my video wasn't working.
Yeah, it doesn't count if you're not there when I call your name. You owe those officers that came by your house a debt of gratitude, or you'd be sitting in jail.
Yes, ma'am.
You thank them for coming by and making that public service to you.
We're working now, ma'am.
I'm serious, Mr. Michael. You owe those gentlemen some gratitude.
For sure.
If they hadn't been willing to go by your house and wake you up, I would have just issued bench warrants.
Hey,
All right, let's get
my
on.
video is working, isn't it?
Let's get on with the order of business here. You were supposed to be here at 1:30 and it is now 3:05, and you wouldn't even be here now if the officers hadn't gone to your house or wherever you are and woke you up. Apparently you're not at home.
Yeah, ma'am. Not until this court date, I hope.
Apparently they knew where to find you. So again, you're lucky in that respect. All right, we're going on the record now, sir. Are you awake?
Yes, ma'am.
Sure you understand what's going on, where you are?
Yes, Judge.
All right. We are on the record in 2023 CR 80 and 2023 CR 96, both captioned State of Kansas versus Jacob William Michael. The state appears by and through County Attorney Jill Gillette. Mr. Michael appears in person and pro se via Zoom. It is now 3:07 p.m. and he was to be here at 1:30. He called in and then apparently fell asleep and didn't answer. So the officers had to go by his home to try to find him, to wake him up.
Oh, okay.
Couldn't find him, so they went to another location he might be at, and they found him and woke him up. This was a public service the officers did. They didn't have to, but they have saved bench warrants for Mr. Michael. Mr. Michael, you need to pick a location, stay seated, and keep your camera on you, please.
Door and wake him up just so he wouldn't get arrested. I mean, imagine needing a police escort just to get out of bed for your own hearing. When he finally logs onto Zoom, he's sitting on the edge of a bed, rocking back and forth like his body forgot how to sit still. His words are dragging like an old internet connection. And you can just see the judge losing faith in humanity in real time. And listen, I'm not saying the man's high, but when your movements look like you're fighting invisible bees and your speech sounds like you swallowed a blender, something's going on. Even the judge, who's seen it all, looks genuinely concerned. She tells him, "Sir, I'm worried you might be under the influence."
Sir, this is your first appearance in 2023 CR 80. In this case, the state is charging you in count 1 with domestic battery that on or about the 22nd day of April 2023 in Greenwood County, state of Kansas, you did unlawfully and intentionally cause physical contact with a family or household member in a rude, insulting, or angry manner, the family member being this. Okay, keep your camera where I can see you, please. Thank you. Thank you. As charged, this is a Class B person misdemeanor. There is a mandatory must serve 48 hours in jail up to 6 months. There is a mandatory minimum fine of $200 up to $1,000. Now, the court can waive the jail time if instead you do a certified domestic violence offender evaluation by a certified evaluator and comply with all the recommendations of that evaluation. In count 2, sir, you're accused of disorderly conduct. The state is alleging that at that same date, you did use fighting words or engage in noisy conduct tending reasonably to arouse alarm, anger, or resentment in others, to wit, Aubrey Maxwell. This charge is a Class C misdemeanor. If convicted, you could serve another 30 days in jail and you could pay another fine of $500. In count 3, you're charged with criminal damage to property. The state is alleging on that same date, you did, by means other than fire explosive, either damage or destroy or deface or substantially impair the use of property, to wit, a cell phone, in which another, to wit, Aubrey Maxwell, had an interest without her consent, and that the damage you did was under $1,000. As charged, this is a Class B non-person misdemeanor. You could serve another 6 months in jail and pay another $1,000 fine. Mr. Michael, do you have any questions about these charges or their possible penalties that I could help you with today?
No, ma'am. Other than the 2 last ones you said are new. I didn't get those ones until today. But whatever. I mean, it don't mean anything. Just the others are new. I didn't understand what happened to. But no, ma'am.
Mr. Michael, are you on any drugs today or alcohol?
No, ma'am. I'm sitting on the edge of bed and I can sit up a little bit.
You're still what?
I'm sitting on the edge of bed. On the edge of a bed, I can sit up a little bit.
Okay. Well, I'm just concerned about your slurred speech and your jerky movements there. That maybe you're under the influence of something.
Yeah.
I want to make sure you understand what you're doing today and what's being said.
Yeah, I do a lot there.
Okay. Are the officers still with you?
I know they came hard. I mean, but they actually, I did fall asleep, but I woke up before they came in here and told me I had to.
And he goes, I just woke up. Yeah, that's not the defense he thinks it is. The judge patiently explains his 3 charges: domestic battery, disorderly conduct, and criminal damage to property, all stemming from one night of bad decisions. But while she's breaking down serious legal consequences, Jacob looks like he's trying to remember what planet he's on, and it's only getting worse. His camera keeps shaking, his voice cracks, and he's literally swaying in place like he's waiting for the courtroom to start spinning. You can see the judge's patience evaporating second by second. At this point, it's not even funny and it's painful. You just want to reach through the screen and say, buddy, just stop talking and go lie down. But nope, Jacob doubles down on the weird.
All right. We're going to go on. In 2023 CR 96. Did you say the officers were still there?
No, ma'am, they're not.
Okay. In 2023 CR 80, you're charged in that case that's one we just did. It's excuse me just a moment. I'm going to take just a brief recess.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, where did he go? Ms. Gillette, do you want to unmute?
I don't know, Judge, but the officers are there outside his house still.
Well, if he were in the courthouse in this condition, I would order him to be taken into custody and tested because I don't know that he's going to remember this hearing. So he's failing to appear. Can we just have him brought into custody and tested? And then if he's still, basically I'm issuing a bench warrant for his arrest. And if they'll bring him in and get him tested. And if he's sober, they can bring him back in front of me at the courthouse. If he's high, we're gonna have to wait until he comes out of it so that he'll know, because he's got to have a meaningful reading of rights and charges. And I just am afraid he's, like I said, not going to even remember this hearing.
So you want a bench warrant with the UA ordered?
We may even need something stronger than that. We can start from you.
I'll call the officers and I'll get that done, Judge.
Okay. Thank you.
Judge, he's on the phone and he's going to try to log back in.
Okay, well, I still want him to pick him up. So you say they're outside his house, just have him wait a minute, Missy, and don't tell him they're going to come in and get him because I don't want him to bolt on him. He's just not in any condition right now for first appearances. And he was ordered to be here.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm issuing a bench warrant for them to pick him up.
Okay. So do you want him to try to get back on or not?
No, he needs to be tested. I need to make sure he's sober enough to know what he's doing when we have these hearings. So, Ms. Gillette, at this time, I think we can recess these hearings until further notice.
Need me to come up to the courtroom, Judge, just have Missy get a hold of my offices. I'll stay here.
Thank you.
Scratching his arms, blinking in slow motion, and acting like this entire thing is a dream he can wake up from. And if you think this is bad, just wait until the judge realizes he might not even remember the hearing at all. So right when the judge thinks things can't get any weirder, Jacob just vanishes. Yeah, 1 second he's mumbling at the camera like he's in a slow-motion karaoke session, and the next, poof, gone. The screen freezes. The judge stares, and you can literally feel the frustration through the Wi-Fi. She asks, "Where did he go?" And the prosecutor's like, we think the officers are still outside his house. That's when the judge finally says what everyone's been thinking. If he were here in this condition, I'd order him taken into custody and tested. Boom, there it is. The patience officially runs out. She immediately issues a bench warrant for his arrest and orders the officers to bring him in for testing, not later, not tomorrow, right now. Because at this point, she's not even convinced he'll remember this hearing existed. And honestly, she's right. Jacob's sitting there barely coherent, eyes half open, swaying like he's riding invisible waves. The judge says he's not in any condition for first appearances. Translation: this man is too far gone to even legally understand what's happening. The prosecutor agrees, and they shut the whole hearing down. But the judge doesn't stop there. She tells the officers quietly, "Don't tell him we're coming to pick him up. I don't want him to bolt. That's how bad it's gotten." She has to strategize his arrest like a wildlife rescue, and sure enough, they find him, still groggy, still confused. and give him what we'll call a state-sponsored nap in a holding cell until he sobers up enough to talk, like a human being again. Let's be real. This whole thing could have been avoided. If he'd just shown up on time, sober, and maybe brushed his hair. Instead, he turned a simple court date into a full-blown courtroom meltdown, complete with a warrant, a test, and a public service wake-up call. Honestly, props to the judge here. She handled it perfectly, calm, patient, and professional. She could have snapped earlier, but she waited until she had every reason to make that call. And Jacob, well, something tells me this wasn't his first sleepy courtroom cameo. He's giving major repeat offender energy. So what do you think? Did the judge go too easy on him, or did she handle it just right? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoy watching karma unfold live in courtrooms just like this one. Because this right here, this is what happens when you treat court like nap time. Until next time, folks, stay awake, stay sober, and stay out of court.